What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters. Let's get right off into this, man. Uh, Tsunami Surf family and them is pushing to try to get him released. His father put up 450,000 uh, to get him released, along with another friend who put up another 450,000. Um, with that being said, his mother wrote a letter to the judge also. And I want to read this letter from Surf Mama that the lawyer said that she wrote that was very touching. Now, here it is, just so y'all can know. I haven't read this yet, so I'm finna read it for the first time in front of y'all. I don't know what it's talking about, but I'm just gonna read it. Like I told you, I'm going through the paperwork that we just got. It's 16 pages here. So I'm finna read, well, this letter ain't 16 pages, but his paperwork that just got released that we have is 16 pages. And here's one of the letters by which, here's one of the letters, well, here's the letter that she wrote to the judge. This Surf mother. So let's read this. She says, "My name is Kimberlyn Smith, and I am the mother of Rajon M. Cox too. You will read and hear a lot of things about my son, but I would like to tell you about the young man. I would like to tell you about the young man that I know and raised. I know as a mother, I know as a mother, our children have two lives. The ones we know and ultimately the ones we don't know. So I come to you, so I come to you humbly talking about the one I truly know. I was a teen mom with a very narrow support system. I knew the statistics said and I was not going to be one. So I worked hard and I stayed in school to give Rajon the best I had to offer him of me. I was a strict mom because that's all I knew from my mother. I was placed in a girls' group home at an early age, so I only knew how to survive. So my thoughts has always been to educate, educate, so that mine would have better. Rajan and I grew up together, but I taught him that I can give you all of what you need to make it and get you an age of life understanding some of what you want. Fast forward to life. Fast forward to life issues. Ray John was skipped from fourth grade to sixth. From fourth to sixth? He was skipped from fourth to sixth grade. Then they wanted to take him from sixth to eighth. But his father did not think that was the best thing for his son. Oh, so it's see how mama say the father was in his life? Okay. Rajon remained in see this writing real little. So I gotta make sure I pay attention to what line I'm on. So Rajon remained and gifted and talented and completed out his middle school years. Rajon longed for his father, so he thought being a class clown would get his dad's attention, which it did not. Rajon Rajon came right back home. This is when life turned for me. When things started to get more than created under his supervision. I immediately removed Rajon from his environment to South Jersey to be with my mother and stepfather. Rajon graduated one of the top 10 in his class at the age of 16 at Cherokee High School, Martin, Malton, Malton, New Jersey. He also did some college, Middlesex County College. He is and has always had an old soul. I've always said Rajon was supposed to be here. Rajon has always longed to be a rapper, but basketball was always his first love, as most of them men in his family like his uncle and one of his mentors, Ron 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 Comagay, who played ball. Coach Ron would take him under his wing and coach him one on one, being that was his nephew. He would have him in tournaments, but music took over. I just feel like it was a way to express himself. As time went on, he became good at it, and we have a legend in his town and across the world. Rajon is an amazing guy, and not because he is my son, but because the way he cares and gives back so freely to others. Rajon put together a 2 hour of silent peace protest in Bloomfield, New Jersey, in honor of George Floyd. That was done with so much love and peace. I remember that too. I have watched Rajon grow more and more over the years to become a better version of himself. Rajon is one that will give you the shirt off his back or his last dollar. I have always been a part of the community and have my children to be a part as well. We as a family have done give backs. We have done give backs and fed the homeless. I am I gotta open this up. I am a foster adopted mom. Where I live, I foster multiple children and adopted two baby boys from the city of Newark. And there isn't a day that goes by that Rajon doesn't stay on his brothers on the importance of school and staying away from the streets. I have received so many letters since this situation from people as far as Nigeria, Canada, Australia, countries, other places, speaking on how Rajon has impacted their lives. Rajon truly is not trouble. My words will forever ring. Be mindful of the company you keep. And I say this to my boys, and I say this to my boys. I can write a book about our lives and it not matter the circumstances. I will continue to have my light shine for what's right. Rajon is the breadwinner for his family. And I am asking that you please allow Rajon to come home to get his affairs in order while dealing with this case. Rajon has a 13-year-old daughter who is going into high school. Financially, Rajon needs to put the proper placement for her. It has been extremely hard trying to handle his affairs because legally he must do so. I humbly ask that you give him the opportunity to come home on bail with strict restrictions to handle his affair. Rajon is employed by the URL Ultimate Rap League, Caffeine, and the Joe Budden podcast, in which he has successfully worked from home remotely. I have taught my children to work in your name, are all you have to stand on. Stand in your works, in your name, man, my eyes, it's a little. In your name are all you have to stand on. So I stand on my word to assist with process. as the founder of a nonprofit organization that helps hard to place teen girls as I once was. And I say this because I am dedicated to giving back to the youth and society to make it better. My wife and I, she married to a woman. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. My wife and I, yeah, she married to a woman. My wife and I, that don't even sound right saying that out of my mouth. My wife and I have just secured a new living arrangement in Secaucus with the hope that Rajon can be placed with us under home confinement. We will also we will also act as his third party custodians. Mr. Whipple has explained that to us. We will tell the court immediately if he breaks any of the rules. Humbly submitted, Kimberly Campbell Smith. Oh no, man. The thing about that letter is she wasn't being responsible in that letter. She didn't place no accountability on him at all. That's what the courts be looking for. She made it seem like he was just so good and perfect and don't really do nothing, and made it seem as though she always tried to keep him away from trouble. She never once addressed his actions of accountability. Never admitting that he was wrong on a lot of choices he made in his life. She makes it seem like, oh, he's going from fourth grade. And this ain't no disrespect. This is just real. I just got to keep it real. Oh, I always taught him the best. Then she go from saying how his father was there, but then his father wasn't there. Like it started out like saying, then she like, well, I had to do everything, and it I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But this is exactly what I was saying about the cave gang thing earlier, doing the midnight madness, keeping that going for him, where some of these proceeds and money can go to his daughter. He got one daughter. Y'all supposed to be his guys. Y'all supposed to be his homies. Y'all supposed to be his roadie. You know what I'm saying? The mama just saying right here that they having financial problems. And it's crazy because I don't know, man. See, I don't know, man. I just look at things differently, man. And like I said, I remember when I went to jail, man, I had all them brothers I was taking care of, providing for, man. Brothers didn't look out for me at all. I didn't receive a $10 money order, a $20 money order. Nobody went by the family house and said, hey, could you put that on his book for me? Or, hey, give him this number and tell him to give me a call. When brothers was with me for years. And I see this same thing for Surf. People claiming that they love you, they respect you, you the big brother, you the homie, you this and that. But the moment you gone, out of sight, out of mind. And then that's the same thing with parents too. Parents see their children going astray, doing wrong things, and you don't put your foot down. You got to put your foot down as a mother. You got to put your foot down as a father. You don't put your foot down. You allow them to do the things they do. Then you cry wolf when something happened. But you seeing it, but never say nothing. You seeing them sell drugs. You seeing them with the guns. You seeing them running with the gangs. You talking to them like they your buddy. Yeah, y'all. They cuss around you, call you by your real name, and do all type of things a child shouldn't do to their parents in the presence of the parents, blasting all type of rap music in front of each other, watching rated R movies. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, man. Just look, even when I wasn't a Christian, man, some things I just will not do with a child of mine. We're not going to watch. My kids will tell you, and they grown. Man, my dad don't watch rated R movies with us. My dad don't listen to rap music with us. We don't play it around him. We don't watch it around him. They don't even say the N word around me. Because I established that out the gate. Period. Period. Now, I ain't gonna deny, away from me, they probably doing all type of crazy stuff. I just know what it is when you around me. When you around me, that's what it is. No, I'm not finna play them games. I'm not your homie. I'm not your buddy. Okay, I'm your father. That matters. Okay? You ain't finna be talking to me like you talking to your mama. Like, what? No. No, I don't play them. I don't play that game. Don't ever call me that. It's always been, you know. But in the letter, man, that's not a good letter to write to the judge. I'm just keeping it real. You're not taking any accountability. She wasn't even taking accountability for her actions neither. She just showing how good she was. I did this, I did this, I did that, I did that. But then you say, me and my wife, that says a lot. That says a lot without saying a lot. Because what that established is priority. What that established is the level of respect that you really have for children. Look, I'm a Christian. I got to just put this out here because I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I ain't with all this fake stuff, how people try to say, and then, no, okay? I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in God. You don't bring that under your roof. You don't bring that around children. I'm just keeping it real. If a person going to be in, I believe in, look, I believe what the Bible say. The Bible say no homosexual will enter the kingdom of heaven. None. Period. You can say what you want on this planet Earth. You can believe what you want and convince yourself or whatever you want in your mind. You know what? We legally married. That's even worse. You're going to rearrange the order by which God made and created what a real family should be, and you trying to force God to accept it because you calling it love? That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. That's a deliberate strike against the living God. And you calling it marriage that God sanctioned to be satanic? That's an abomination, and you calling it marriage? You think that's holy matrimony? When God called it unnatural, Romans chapter 1, unnatural. That's what Romans chapter 1 says. Matter of fact, I'm finna read it. I don't care about none of that. Yeah, I gotta read this. I'm sorry. I gotta read this. I gotta show you what God said. Forget all that stuff. I don't care what man say. I care what God said, because that's what matters. This world ain't gonna save you. The end of the day, you're gonna have to face this if you don't repent and turn to Jesus. Talking about you got a wife. Okay, watch this. Romans chapter 1 speaks about how this stuff happens. How this homosexuality happened and come into the world. Look how God break this down. Romans chapter 1, verse 16. For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believes. So you saved by believing in Jesus Christ. And let me tell you something. You can't be a practicing homosexual confessing to be a believer in Jesus Christ. Absolutely not. Stop it. Let's go on a little more. It says, to the Greek first and also to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Verse 17. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, The just shall live by faith. Verse 18. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven. God's anger and wrath is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. What's going on right now? Suppressing the truth in unrighteousness. You know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is against God. But you have created some intellectual, persuasive way to try to make it seem and appear to be right because it's something you want to do. So you're suppressing the truth of God in all unrighteousness. Verse 19, because that which may be known of God is manifested in them, for God has showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So people are without excuse. You have no reason, no excuse to not believe in God and who he is as a result of you knowing the truth, but still going against God. Verse 21. Because when they knew God, they glorified him not as God. Neither were they thankful, but they became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. See how people always try to think they smart, think they wise, think they knowing everything, but you actually operating as a fool, because you don't even know the actions you're doing and the danger you're doing going to actually destroy your whole home, send you straight to hell. So professing to be wise, you have become a fool because you bought into the lie that you now give to others. Watch this, verse 23. And they changed the glory of the uncorruptible God unto an image made like corruptible man, into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. See, they worship and all this other stuff. Oh, I'm spiritual, and oh, we had a spiritual connection, and the universe is speaking. And man, get up out of here with that trash. Those are creations. Those things were created by God that y'all now trying to use to take God credit and give to his creation. Verse 24. Therefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. So notice what happens. It comes from a rejection and denial of God that then brings you to a point of ungodly lust. But notice where it starts from. Rejecting God first. Then look what it says right here. So in verse 25, say they changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator. See, that's what they doing now. They worshiping each other. They praising each other. They worshiping the thing God made and created rather than God. So you bowing down to the God of homosexuality. You bowing down to the God of sucking and eating out and all this trash because you worship the creation rather than a creator. Verse 26. For this cause, watch this, God gave them up to vile affections. Even their women, listen, even their women exchange the natural use by which God made and created them, that is against nature. They women start going against nature. Vile affections. That's lesbianism. But notice it started from rejecting God. When rejecting God, you allow Satan to come in to give you these vile, lustful affections of ungodliness. And you started worshiping and praising the creature rather than the creator. Watch this. For this cause God gave them up into vile affections, and even their women exchange the natural use unto which that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, but burn in their lust one towards another, men with men, women with women, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves, their body, the recompense of their error which was met. Do you know it's a scientific fact that when people begin to have sex with they, like when men begin to have sex with men and women begin to have sex with women, do you know that something in the body triggers it off that you die quicker? Look it up. It's going right back to Romans 1. Somehow it triggers something off in the body by which they begin to die quicker. Look it up. Look up the life expectancy of a homosexual. Look it up. Romans 1. He clearly said that he put it in themselves, in their body. Look at it say, the men with men, women with women, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. And even if they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobated mind. God gave them over to a reprobated mind to do those things which are not convenient. See that? They got reprobated minds. You got women thinking they men. You don't want a man, but you want to act like a man and go with a woman that look like a man. You got men laying down with other men. You don't want a woman, but you want a man who dressing up like a woman. He gave them the reprobated mind. See that? And that's their mind. You got, look, it says she has a wife, but you two women. So who's she supposed to be, the husband, or y'all two wives? So are you the husband, she the wife, or she the wife and you the wife? See what the world doing? That's why he said they suppress the truth in all unrighteousness. The things of God that were put in play by God that to govern the life and affairs of family and the nations, they took it and reversed it. That's what Satan do. He take and reverse the things of God, and they perverted it and suppressed the truth of God in all unrighteousness. That's terrible. You don't bring stuff like that under your roof. But could you expect for people who operate in that to actually walk in any type of integrity and morality? Absolutely not. Your children shouldn't see two women smooching and kissing and feeling on each other and baby, I love you, and in the back and in the room listening to the sounds of y'all having sex. That affected and hurt my children. I'm going to keep it real. Some of my children, mothers is lesbians. Remember I told y'all that before. And I remember I had a talk with my son. And my son was telling me one time how he would hear outside of the door of them having sex with each other and how it bothered his mind. And I had to actually talk to him about them things and help him to understand and give him the truth. This is what people doing in the name of love and convincing themselves that it's okay and ain't nothing wrong. Yes, it is. You wouldn't do it if you was in front of God. You wouldn't say it if you was in front of God. Your conscience tell you that it's wrong. That's why they always starting out hiding first. But after doing it for so long, you build yourself up to be convinced that you okay. But in reality, you know you're not okay. And those are clear signs and indicators of what's really going on under that roof. If you could bring another man in the home as a man under your children, it's something wrong with you as a parent. If you can bring another woman under the roof over with your children, it's something wrong with you as a parent. That ain't right. That's out of pocket. That's just real. With that being said, man, it's your boy Battle Truth, and ain't my judgment. That's some question is yours. Hit the link in the description box. Subscribe to Battle Truth, man. Trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, the real way. Don't be like these fake people. Ooh, I believe in Jesus, but you're a homosexual. You're a thief. You're a robber. You're a drug dealer. Like, man, get out of here with that trash. Genuine, true belief in Jesus Christ move you to want to live a holy, righteous life. Don't you ever forget it. Repentance is available for everybody every day. Use it.